do you even know what NATO stands for?
Bear fight wolf.
Sometimes you gotta have a war.
And this is how it all started.
I'm anti-war. I'm against war. And I'm anti-war across the board. Like, I'm just not into, I just don't, it just doesn't do it for me. It doesn't get me going like it does for some people, you know? And you know who also has that point of view? Young people. High school age people, college age people have the anti-war, which is so crazy because they would be the ones who would go fight it. Isn't that crazy? What a coincidence. The people who would actually have to go serve and fight in the wars don't like the war. Well, that's weird. It's always the old
Who are like, well, sometimes you gotta have a war. Sometimes the war is justified. Me? No, I'm not gonna fight. The kids, yeah. I'll send the weapons, yeah.
It's weird. Some weird shit, man. I don't get it, man. I see a lot of people picking and choosing wars and stuff. I don't get it, man. Like, I spend a lot of time thinking about the Israel, Palestine, Russia, Ukraine matrix. You know, this one, it boggles my mind because I see so many people very inconsistent on this. I get that the situations are not the same. They're similar. They're not the same. But like, I respect people who have consistent logic. Like, if your point of view is Ukraine must stand up and resist occupation, and Palestinians must stand up and resist occupation, that's consistent to me. I see the consistency. Or if your position is, I just don't like war, I want to end these wars. What do we got to do? Concessions? Stop sending weapons? Let's end these wars. Let's end these wars. I understand that position. Or even if, and I don't agree with this one, if your position is like, yeah, oppressor, get the weak. Like, okay, cool. I'm not into that at all, but at least you're consistent across the board, you know? Like, occupiers, occupy. You never hear that one, you know what I mean? You never hear like, yeah, Russia and Israel doing their thing, you know what I mean? Like, you don't hear that from anyone. What you most often hear is, yes, Ukraine, stand up, resist occupation, but Palestinians, let it go. What are you doing? What are you doing? And that's like all of our politicians. It's crazy. Well, I guess it's not crazy if you understand how lobbying works. Once you hear about the APAC, you're like, oh, okay, I get it. Our politicians are getting paid off. That makes sense. And not big checks either. You're not really, like, very sad. Like, somebody take care of these politicians. Like, Venmo them to say something nice for once. But, like, yeah, because APAC, you know, pays politicians, and they speak out on behalf of Israel. And, you know, Russia's not doing that. Can you imagine if there was a Russian, like a Putin pack? Like, yeah, there could have been a Putin pack, and then suddenly, like, the tone of the Congress would change. Like, yeah, Russia has the right to do whatever it wants. They would have Putin come out and speak for Congress. Can you imagine that, having a full-on war criminal speak in front of Congress? They would do that. Right? How do you get that to happen? Putin pack. Okay? And then, you know, Putin would come out and speak, and Putin only speaks Russian, so he'd just be doing 2 hours in Russian. They'd be like, yeah! This is good stuff! You Venmo me later? Venmo? Okay, Venmo. But, you know, it is very interesting to me. I tell people, if you ever have 3 hours to kill, I highly recommend you watch Vladimir Putin's interview with Tucker Carlson. Yeah, it's all in Russian. You'll learn nothing. But you see what great lengths Vlad tries to go to try to convince the world why his people have the rights to their land. You're like, this sounds vaguely familiar. He tells a 2-hour version of Russia-Ukraine's history from his perspective. He gets real creative. He like writes a full-on screenplay. And he gets into it. He's like, external scene. Siberia. 3,000 years ago. Bear fight wolf. Bear win. Russia begin. Bear drink vodka. It was a good day. End scene. Scene 2. External scene. Siberia. 2,000 years ago. Birds suddenly fly out of sky and take fish from bear hand. Bear say, who are you, bird? Who are you, bird? bird say, I crane. He said, Ukraine.
And this is how it all started.
I totally spoiled it. That's exactly how it goes for 2 hours. No, admittedly, I don't know as much about Russia-Ukraine as I do about Israel-Palestine, admittedly. But I do know enough to know that this recent war with Russia-Ukraine could have either been prevented or stopped a long time ago by our country, the United States of America, but it has not been for greed reasons or whatever our whole thing is, right? I know enough to know that. And that's why I was just very, I guess disappointed is the best word I can say. Like when people around me in the Western world, who I feel like I share similar progressive anti-war values with, we're cheering this war on for some reason, like, you know, it's a good thing, like we shouldn't have been preventing it or shouldn't be trying to stop it. And people who even self-identify as woke were saying things like, yeah, Russia, yeah, NATO, go NATO, NATO good, Russia bad. I can join NATO if I want to. Say it with me, come on now. You know, like what? Like, do you even know what NATO stands for? NATO stands for North Atlantic Treaty Organization. You know what North Atlantic means? It means white, okay? Yeah. Look at the Atlantic. There's a lot of countries there. They're not all white. NATO only reps the white ones, okay? Except Turkey, but Thanksgiving, okay? And they're trying to kick Turkey out, by the way. It gives you a very clear hint. Like, look, there's like a lot of countries in the Atlantic. NATO only reps the north ones, the white ones, okay? Nothing wrong with being white, but you can't call yourself a progressive organization if you only rep white nations. That's some racist. Look at the list of countries that NATO reps, and you'll see why NATO spelled backwards is zero tan. Oh, man. Just saying, once you hear about what they're doing down south, you'll be shitting bricks, all right? All right, give me something to talk about. Maybe something I know a lot about so I can really go into it.
9/11.
Oh,
Put your hands together for my friend Sammy Obeid!
We survived a fire tonight! It wasn't here, but it was somewhere. Could have been us. It's fire season, right? Fire season's rough for me because the air quality is right? The air quality sucks during fire season. There was a fire next to my house in LA. I went outside. I was like, yeah, I'm going outside. I was like, no, I'm going back in. And I went in, I Googled, what is the air quality today in my city? And Google said, air quality is bad for sensitive types. I was like, what a way to find out. I am a sensitive type. I got bullied by the air quality website. Like, what's next? Air quality's bad if you're a little bitch. Like, oh, dude, come on. Just tell me if I need an inhaler or not. It's tough. But I'm impressed by very simple nowadays. That's how, like, how hard it is for a lot of people. I become impressed when somebody has a job. Somebody's like, yeah, I have a job. Like, oh, shit, you're like all day? Like you're all there all day. Wow. Just curious, who here has a job? Yes. Fantastic. That sounded like a lot of people, but it was only 7. I think we just calculated the unemployment rate. It's a whopping 95%. Right? Because having a job is not enough. There's been inflation in the last 6 months. So who's seen a raise in the last 6 months? Okay, 2 very silent people who are not sure if they got paid more or not. Like, did I get more or do I just not know how to count? Here's my theory. If you're at a job and they're jacking up their prices so customers are paying more, and they're not sharing that extra wealth with you, the valued employee, that you should be able to steal from that job. Who's with me? Who's with me? Who's with me? See? All the people who don't have jobs anymore. How did we get here? The 95% that stole. We saw a stapler and we took it. We believed that we never had to buy tea again in our lives. And we know every flavor of Lipton in our cabinet now, but we don't have a job. It's a pretty good trade-off. Anybody here get their student loans forgiven? No. One person in the very front. She's like, we're going to the front tonight. I got some money back. How much did they forgive?
$20,000.
$20,000! Drinks on you! She pulled the fire alarm. She pulled the fire alarm. She's like, fuck this place. I got 20K in the bizank. Y'all don't know about this life. This forgiven life. That's amazing. I'm very happy for you, and I'm glad that one person got forgiven here. Here's my question. Why do we still have college when we have the internet? Do you really need that anymore? There's people out there majoring in Joe Rogan right now. We don't need it. You've learned everything from YouTube. You've learned more from YouTube than your professors, right? You definitely learn more from the internet. Proof. Did you learn more from sex ed or porn? That's a laughable question, right? Porn taught you everything that you needed to know. Sex ed was like the theory, and porn was like the practice, right? Like sex ed didn't teach you how to Kegel to last longer, right? Sex ed didn't teach you all the noises to make your partner think it's going better than it actually is. And yes, sex ed can teach you the theory of pulling out, but porn actually shows you how fun it is. What did you major in? Chemistry. And what do you do now? She's like, I put chemicals down my throat. I'm making a new language. Some good shit. It's called alcohol. You're between jobs or something right now? Or?
I'm a government analyst.
You're a government analyst. Fantastic. Does it have anything to do with chemicals?
No.
No, God, no. God forbid I use what I actually studied for 4+ years. But you made the choice to change, right?
Sure, yeah.
You could have, I could have been a drug dealer. I don't give a fuck. What the fuck you think, man? I'd choose. I run this shit. I got 20K. Start a little pharmacy if I want with my old chemistry degree. Congratulations. It's hard. It's hard to use what you actually. I studied math, and now I'm a comedian, and I'm writing a book. Yeah, but nobody wants to publish it, so that does suck. Yeah, okay, so the book, it's about Salman Rushdie. You guys know Salman Rushdie? Yeah, fucking hero, right? But nobody wants to publish it because it's from the Ayatollah's perspective. It's called Shawshank Redemption. It's okay. He's okay. He's gonna be okay. It's fine. It's fine. And if you don't like that joke, you can stab me. I'm a writer. Thank you. Was hanging out at a local falafel joint because I am a walking stereotype. My favorite spot. I got the order I get every time. It's the number 911. They cook it inside. It's an inside job. It's beautiful. I'm sitting there eating my falafel with a little baba ganoush. And I know everybody who works there. So the server comes out from the kitchen to give this woman a dish, and they argue for a moment, and he goes back in, and she's frustrated. She tells her friend, she's like, I don't know what he was saying. I don't speak Middle Eastern. I was like, oh, hell no. But like the Arab came out. I was like, oh, hell no. So I was angry. So I went up to her. I was like, yo, that was racist. And she was like, why? I'm like, because he's Mexican. He's like, I'm El Salvadorian. I'm like, stay out of this, buddy. I got this. I'm the Karen today. Thank you. You guys got all weird when I said Mexican. Not a Mexican joke crowd, I see. That's fine. I'm Palestinian American. Yes, I'm openly Palestinian. Thank you. I was closeted for 30 years. And then I came out last year with the Hadid family. They made it feel safe. Yeah, it's not doing me good in Hollywood doing Palestinian jokes, I'm telling you that much. I'm not a suicide bomber, but I am a career suicide bomber. It sucks, because growing up, the media portrays Palestinians as terrorists. But every Palestinian I know, very smart person. So it was like cognitive dissonance. I'm like, how are all Palestinians terrorists when every Palestinian I know, doctor, lawyer, engineer, really smart stand-up comedian, you know? And yes, like any race, there are Palestinian terrorists, okay? I'll be the one to say it. There are Palestinian terrorists. But even when they're terrorists, they're rocket scientists. Oh, too much for you guys, huh? Chemistry liked it. You can't win with these jokes because some people get offended, then some people like, you didn't go hard enough, dude. I have people who say that. They're like, dude, you need to go harder on the Israeli military. I'm like, you want me to go against the Israeli military? Have you seen my face? I'm an influencer. I could never go against the Israeli military. I have too much in common with them. We both bomb so often, it's become normalized. Hey, if you don't like that joke, it's because it's bombing. Maybe you're angry, frustrated. Now you know what it feels like to be a Palestinian. Yeah, politics and comedy, everybody's favorite. Like, I'm into politics, but not too much because I still like to laugh. Right? People who are too extreme into politics, they've lost touch with their sense of humor. It sucks. They're both the same. It doesn't matter if you're left or right. You're basically the same person. Like, I have friends who are like, I'm progressive, and you tell one vegan joke, they flip out. And then I have friends who are conservative, who are like, freedom of speech, you tell one gun joke, they're like, that's not funny. It's like, can't you see you shitheads are both the same? You're fighting all day, being dicks to each other, but end of the day, you're both united by the fact that you're both pussies who can't take a joke. And if you're not laughing at that, it's all good. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what your politics are. You know, you should still be able to laugh, man. Well, I just don't like that people get so married to politics they can't even have conversations. They'll stick to a candidate even when that candidate becomes a complete. It doesn't matter who they are. You know what I mean? I don't give a like. There's nothing wrong with like changing your mind about somebody you voted for. That's what this country needs to hear right now. There's nothing wrong with that. Being a president is just like riding a bike. Sometimes you fall off. It's just... Oh, you liked it until I turned it on that, huh? Okay. Okay, San Francisco. Good. All right, we're back. We're back in business. I was in front of a grocery store. A guy comes up to me. He was like, hey, you have a moment to stop child hunger? I was like, well, I'm not a child, but I could eat. He's like, no, that's not what I meant. I'm like, obviously. He's like, I meant, do you have a moment to donate $100 to sponsor a child every month? I'm like, that is a completely different question from having a moment. Like, I have a lot of moments. I don't have a lot of hundreds. And I don't make hundreds in a moment, so I don't know how you calculated that. I was like, how much money do you make doing this? He's like, oh, I do this for free. I have a job. I make $50 an hour at my job, but I have to work part-time so I can come out and do this. I'm like, you make $50 an hour at your job? If you just stayed at your job, worked full-time, and donated half of your money, you could save way more kids. And save us from this uncomfortable, confusing conversation. Let's be honest, you're gonna save a lot of people from a lot of things. He was like, wow, that was amazing how you just put that all together. I'm like, yeah, it's called taking a moment to stop child hunger. You should try it sometime. Oh, fantastic. You guys are a good crowd. Fantastic. Anybody had an orgasm lately? Fuck yeah, one person. We're doing good. We're doing good. Just takes one. I miss my ex because she would get multiple orgasms. That means more than one, right? She would get multiple orgasms, but always in multiples of 4, right? As a math major, so hot. Always in 4. It was like pop, 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 like the 4 seasons. Pop, 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 like the one little quartet. It was beautiful. Yeah, I called her kumquat. I miss her. I miss her. Okay. All right, guys, give me something to talk about. Maybe something I know a lot about so I can really go into it.
9/11.
Oh, dude. You, man. That's up what you just said, dude. I'm a millennial, dude. I remember that. Like, most people in here are of age where you remember, like, where you were when you first heard about 9/11. That's how serious that it was for us. Like, I'll never forget when I first heard about 9/11. It was September 5th, 2001. I was in a cave in Pakistan, and I was just like, no, this is a bad idea, guys. This is a bad idea. I can't be a part of this. And I left that cave. And I came straight to America, and I got in really easily because it was before 9/11, but I did my part. I called up the Bush administration. I was like, yo, you guys need to know about this. It's going down. It's an attack. They're like, we already know it's an inside job. Do you want to help? I was like, no, I want to help. What is wrong with you? So I just sightseed for the next 6 days while I could, and just, really just, it was hard reliving it a second time, and, it just very, very difficult. It hurts. Like, when you say something like that, it just hurts, Yo, just because I look like this doesn't mean I love my country any less than anybody in here. You remember that shit, okay? Please, God bless America, and never forget 9/5. Thank you guys so much. I'm Sammy Obeid. Thanks for coming out to the Punchline tonight. You guys are amazing.
I have a friend who's always super positive, which is ironic because her name is Nancy. And she just got knocked up, so we call her Pregnancy. And she got fired from her job, so we call her Terminated Pregnancy. And let's talk about it. This is a higher metaphysical debate. Right now, we're all trying to figure out, when does life really begin? And one of my friends thinks that our lives begin when we're sperm, which is terrifying if you think that sperm is actually life. That would mean when sperms die, they become ghosts. Which makes my room a haunted house. I'm like, no. You ever been in a hotel room? Like, this place is haunted, dude. We gotta go. We gotta go now. So we can agree that sperm should not be life. But then there's the question, is a fetus life? Some people believe that a fetus is a part of a woman's body, and some people believe that it's a life. And really the answer is it's both. We definitely know that a fetus is a part of a woman's body because it only eats when she eats, right? That's why it's called feed us. You know what I mean? That's a dad joke, and I don't even have any buns in the oven. But is a fetus life? Well, yes, because it has a heartbeat, not a big brain, but a heartbeat. It's life, but is it an independent life, right? Because what happens when you remove a fetus from a woman's body within 5 months? It vanishes. It doesn't exist. So then the question is something really life if it can't survive without its mother? And I can say confidently, no, it's not. And I can say this because I still live with my mom. And I don't have a life. I can't go out. I can't come home late. I'm a fetus. I'm stuck to my mom. I'm literally a dependent. And it's my mom's body, her choice. That's all it is, dude. That's all it is. But I sympathize for people who want to get an abortion and they're in a state where they can't now. It fucking sucks, dude. Now, if you really want an abortion, you really want to, get ready your kid, you got to wait 6 years, put him into public school. And it's just not, it's not fair. A lot of people don't like these jokes. I got heckled pretty hard the other night talking about reproductive rights. A woman heckles me. She says, "Stop mansplaining the female anatomy." And I was like, "I'm not explaining anything. I'm joking. I'm man-joking." And then she's like, "Well, keep the female anatomy out your mouth." I was like, "Well, too late for that." Hey. All right, you're a good crowd. Is a fetus life? Some people believe that a fetus is a part of a woman's body, and some people believe that it's a life. And really the answer is it's both. We definitely know that a fetus is a part of a woman's body because it only eats when she eats, right? That's why it's called feed us. You know what I mean? That's a dad joke, and I don't even have any buns in the oven. But is a fetus life? Well, yes, because it has a heartbeat, not a big brain, but a heartbeat.
It's life, but is it an independent life, right? Because what happens when you remove a fetus from a woman's body within 5 months? It vanishes. It doesn't exist. So then the question is something really life if it can't survive without its mother? And I can say confidently, no, it's not. And I can say this because I still live with my mom. And I don't have a life. I can't go out. I can't come home late. I'm a fetus. I'm stuck to my mom. I'm literally independent. And it's my mom's body, her choice. That's all it is, dude. That's all it is.
He graduated with a major in math from Berkeley. Let's make him a joke, right?
Yes, I went to UC Berkeley. That just means that I get offended at everything. Don't test me. I'll cry right here to prove a point. They all treat us like shit if we didn't go to Harvard, okay? Who still goes to Stanford?
Woo!
All right, one person. Thank you so much. Thank you for ditching your class to be here. What are you studying out there?
Pre-modern Chinese literature.
You said something Chinese literature? What kind of Chinese?
Pre-modern Chinese literature.
Pre-modern. Okay, fantastic. That's crazy because I actually did modern Chinese literature, so I'm glad to see you're studying the era before that. So, how many years left do you have?
That's a sensitive question to ask.
Never ask a Stanford student how long they're going to be in school for.
I don't know when I would ever graduate.
Pre-modern Chinese literature, probably, you've been studying it for like 4 years now, maybe 3 years, 4 years.
What exactly?
But I imagine the period of that literature is probably longer than that, so you probably got some years to go. All right, so the rest of you all graduated from Stanford. Did anybody do like a short term at Berkeley? Be honest. Be honest, don't lie to me. Thank you so much for your bravery. What did you study at Berkeley?
Went there for a summer session.
For a summer session. All right, fantastic. Fantastic. She had to get away from the stringency of Stanford for a nice summer break. Because she was going to Stanford for her regular courses, and everybody was like, hey, when are you going to finish? She's like, don't ask me that! We're going to take some time off and go to Berkeley. People don't ask you that. What did you study at that summer session? Hell yeah. Did it work? Did you also study marketing at Stanford?
No.
Okay, well, hey, Stanford couldn't satisfy that particular part. She's like, I want to be a product manager. They're like, well, you got to learn marketing. Stanford's like, no, we can't do that for you. Like, Stanford, you need to help me out. All we have is pre-med and pre-modern Chinese literature. I'm so sorry. That's all we have for you. Anyways, go Bears and go. What's your guys' mascot? Cardinals.
Trees.
It's a tree, but it used to be something because everybody's saying Cardinals. Okay, this is why you guys don't have marketing classes, because clearly your branding is not on point. I've known of Stanford my whole life, and I can't even tell you what your mascot or icon is, and you can't even tell me either. I'm like, hey, what are you guys? It's the tree cardinal, trees cardinals. Tree is the unofficial mascot. Okay, fantastic. That's, again, rule number 1 in marketing is tell the customer what they're getting. Customer's like, hey, what kind of oil do you use for your french fries? Well, peanut oil is the unofficial oil. But we're actually using bacon grease. It's not plant-based. Final question, because I do gotta go. That summer at Berkeley, did you have a good time? She's nodding! She's nodding! Because Berkeley, we do know how to have fun, okay? And so do you, but in different ways, all right? You have your fun between classes, we have it after classes, because our classes actually end, all right? Thank you so much, everybody. Thanks for supporting this show. Love you guys.
Have won! The Bears have won!
It's such a surprise party that he doesn't even know I exist. That's how much of a surprise it is. On your left.
I'll play photographer, and then you guys will break the news. Like, actually, it doesn't work. We'll know for next time.
So we're just pretending to be photographers.
So many years, and I still can't figure out
No, he said we had a photographer. But instead,
this is how you know you're doing well in comedy, when you tell people you're actually not a photographer and they're more disappointed.
this is Sammy Obeid, stand-up comic. Of Netflix 100 Humans.
Hey, everybody! Yes, so sorry for the disappointment. Yeah, we lied to, say that we were photographers so that we could set up our stuff. It's Daniel's birthday, we're gonna get some great footage. Like, no, it's just for me and my channels, so... Daniel's already shit-faced, so we're fine.
I thought we were taking photos, so I was like,
I majored in applied mathematics, that's why I do stand-up comedy now. Obviously, not the best mathematician, because if I was, I wouldn't be doing comedy, right? And I'm not the best comedian in the world, obviously, because if I was, I wouldn't be here, but I no disrespect to you guys. I just wouldn't be most places. You're a math guy too, right?
Yeah.
Math major or?
Math, and then I dropped out.
Hell yeah! Isn't that great? You do math, you drop out, you become an engineer. If you stay with it, you become a comedian. And you were doing applied mathematics or pure mathematics?
Applied, yeah.
Okay, and what was your application?
Mathematical modeling.
Oh, this is like math modeling. Is that like me on camera? Like, no, but seriously, I can see the modeling part. Look at this guy. I always wanted to have like a memorable name. I once met a guy who was like, my name is Jamel. I was like, oh, that's a dope name. How do you spell that? He's like, Gmail. I was like, that is Gmail. What's your email? Jamel@gmail.com? I love being from the Bay Area. It's so awesome. You get to meet all kinds of people who work in tech. And, and for those of you who are not in tech, how did these people let you in here? What I do is I go on their Venmo and I like all of their financials. They don't know how to respond to that shit. I call it financial creeping. It's not illegal yet. It's perfectly fine. You can like leave comments too, like, oh, you like that show? You and they'll eventually confront you, like, why are you liking all my posts on Venmo? And then you just go even creepier, like, because I just like the way you move money. I'm a subscriber to a conspiracy theory website. It's called YouTube. And
Wow!
the fact of the matter is, war can happen in any country that the U.S. sells weapons to. It's got to be tough, though, being a comedian leading your country through a war. Right? Can you imagine trying to be taken seriously? You know, I have to convince people I'm a photographer just to get in their house. Right? Like leading your country through a war, like on the phone with the UN, like we're getting shelled over here. Like, is this a bit? I'm just doing all self-release until somebody gives me a chance at Netflix. You know anyone there? Anyways.
But for real.
To Daniel, happy birthday, everybody. You know, of all the houses that I've entered without permission, I've never got that level of Hennessy. This is a new height for me.
Street nose.
Yeah.
Team Row or Team Wade? Which side are you on? Okay, we have 4 rows. Seems like a lot of people don't know which side they're on. I'm not here to tell you which side you're on, Row or Wade. I'm simply going to tell you how you know which one is Row and which one is Wade. I've created a mnemonic device. Row represents Jane Roe. By the way, this subject is about abortion. Roe represents Jane Roe, who was defending her body. And the way you remember this is Roe is like salmon roe. You guys had sushi before? Yeah, the little eggs that they put on sushi. It's called salmon roe. Yummy. It's just like, it's so delicious, right? So that's how you remember it. Roe is eggs, my choice. That's how you remember Roe. Wade was a dude going against her. And here's how you remember Wade, because Wade is like wading in the water from the waist down. And Wade represents dudes who want to control women's bodies from the waist down. That's how you remember Roe versus Wade. For the record, I'm Team Caviar.
What's that? No, say it. You want me to talk about something? Oh, you want me to talk more about masturbation? Dude, I've never heard that before. Talk more about pleasing yourself. Yes! Does anybody have something non-sexual they want to talk about? Therapy. Okay, that's all. Hey, that's a good. Whoa, masturbation guy. Wait, what's going on? Are you cheering him booing? That was so weird. Any specific kind of therapy you give? CBT. Oh, I thought you said CBD for a minute. I was like, so easy being a therapist. I'm like, just take fucking 2 drops and you're good. What was it? CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy. Does anybody know what that is? Dude, masturbation guy knows what that is. That's fucking crazy. He's like, that's what I call masturbation. Cognitive behavior therapy, bro. Cognitive behavioral therapy. Shit. Awesome. So you're there. How long have you been a therapist for?
10 years.
10 years. That's amazing. Wow. I was gonna be like, give it up for that, but nobody wanted to. You deserve it. No, 10 years. That's amazing. If you had to describe what that style of therapy is in a nutshell, what would you say?
Don't believe everything you think.
Wow. That's, bro, you guys should have clapped for that. Don't believe everything you think. So you're basically telling people to doubt themselves. It's like, and you seem like a very fair person, you know? Like somebody, you know, like a client calls you up, like, I'm not good enough, like, don't believe that. And then another one calls you up and like, I'm awesome, don't believe that either, okay? I took therapy last year because I quarantined with my family in 2020, so I'll need therapy for the rest of my life. So, I had this problem where I would always think that I'm a bad person because of interactions with other people. I'd be like, oh, I didn't give this person enough time of day, I didn't tip this person enough. He broke it down for me in a way I never thought. He said, you're not a bad person. Just the fact that you're having those remorseful thoughts shows that you're a good person. So last week, I punched someone in the face, and I immediately apologized. I said, no, I'm so sorry, I'm not a bad person. I just want to let you know I punched you in the face because I'm really sorry about it. And then I fired my therapist too because I'm good now. And he was like, why? I'm like, because I'm not a bad person, you know? And then he's like, is that because I'm not good enough at therapy? I'm like, don't believe everything you think.
I've done the research. There's something holding this country back, and in 2036, I will abolish completely Mondays from the work week. We don't need them. More people break up on Mondays. More people kill themselves. We're losing our Americans to Mondays, okay? So we're gonna jump straight from Sunday Fun Day to Taco Tuesday. That's how it's gotta be. And we'll have your Hump Day, your Thirsty Thursday. These will be the official names, you know? And then TGI Friday, and then TGI Friday Part 2. 2 Fridays! That's the secret to success. It's still a work day, but we love them. Do you guys remember where you were when Jeffrey Epstein died? Oh, sorry, died. I'm sorry. I need to add this disclaimer. You don't think about this? Just like, you know? No, not at all? No. Well, oh, heads up. I'm going to be talking about Jeffrey Epstein for like 20 minutes. Yikes, wrong show. Well, I have to, because Trump tweeted, stop talking about Epstein in all caps, so I said, I'm going to do a whole special on it. And what better place than a movie theater in New Hope? Welcome to my screening of the documentary, The Epstein Files, unraveled in Minnesota. Sorry we couldn't do this in Duluth. I apologize. I feel like it would have been better received there. But the Epstein Files, which were definitely a missed opportunity to call them the pedophiles. Just saying, comedy's comedy. I'm against pedophilia, by the way. I hope that I make that statement very, very clear here. The reason why I'm talking about this, there's a lot of reasons, and I'll tell you about them later. But number one is I'm against pedophilia, and I think you should all be, and I think that's why we should be talking about exactly this issue right now. Okay. When Jeffrey Epstein disappeared, I was in Cleveland, so I don't know who had it worse that night. But I told that joke in Cleveland. They loved it. They got it. Okay. But I've been trying to like piece these things together because I wasn't really paying attention back then. Because this happened in 2019 when he disappeared from his jail cell, and that seems like the before times, right? 2019 was like ages ago. Like they even named a disease after it. And then we went and moved on, and like our lives have changed in like the last 6 years alone. And I think about how fast the news cycle moves now. It's incredible. We're at like a higher frequency, but like not in a good way. Like, just think about how many things have just happened this year, and how many things that shouldn't be like eventful events were eventful events, like Super Bowl halftime, right? Like, that was huge this year. And it was crazy that this year, we witnessed a famous person in the public eye basically say straight up to the public about another person, he likes them young. Yeah, it was crazy when Elon did that to Trump. This whole year is basically the Super Bowl halftime. That's basically what it is. And that's why I'm just waiting for the Palestine protesters to show up and hold up the Palestine and Sudan flag. So the Trump administration said they were going to release the Epstein files, and then suddenly they did not. And I'm still trying to figure out why. It's almost as if like they're trying to protect someone. And I would just need like 20 more photos of that person with Jeffrey Epstein to get an idea of who it is. I've seen about 80 so far, but I need 20 more to give myself the full 100. You know what I mean? But yeah, the hundo. yeah. But so Kash Patel, who sounds like a motel chain. All right, that's a racist joke, okay, if you understand it. But who wouldn't like a cash-only motel chain? That'd be pretty cool. He has career options if he resigns, is all I'm saying. Kash Patel was on Joe Rogan like a month ago, and this is when I knew something was very, very off, because he was very adamant about releasing the files a couple months ago, and then suddenly he was saying, Joe, I don't have the client list. Like, don't you think if I had the client list, I would release it? Like, no. Like, you're assuming that we trust you, which we do not. You work for the FBI. That's like the last agency that we trust after all the other government ones. You know what I mean? And then he was using very suspicious body language during that interview. He had like these nervous twitches when he was like, bro, I'm telling you, it was a suicide. You know it's suicide when you see one. Like, why did you just sniff? You weren't doing cocaine before this. Why did you just sniff? Super suspicious. Also, side note, his girlfriend might be an Israeli spy. We don't know yet. We're still looking into it. Okay. So that's Kash Patel. Then you got Bondi and Bongino, which sounds like an Italian law firm. Pam Bondi, the Attorney General, said in February, I have the Epstein files on my desk. And then they asked her like a week ago, and she's like, I don't even have a desk. What are you talking about? I never said Epstein files? No, I said I had Epsom salts. That's what I said. I had Epsom salts, and I was about to take an Epsom salt bath. And so now, because they completely botched this whole situation, Kash Patel is now saying, like, if Pam Bondi doesn't resign, I will. You know, and Bongino's like, I might resign too. It's like, all y'all motherfuckers need to resign, okay? You've all been compromised. Don't you understand? Now, if you're not fully aware by now, Trump and Epstein were boys. Okay, they were boys. They even had a musical group together. It was called the Island Boys. I'm an island boy. That was their first hit. Don't look it up. You won't be satisfied either way. But yeah, Trump and Epstein were friends. Now, Trump tries to pretend like he's not as much of a friend as Jeffrey Epstein said they were, because Jeffrey Epstein claimed in an interview that him and Trump were best friends for a decade. And if you look at the pictures, it really looks like that. But Trump says that's not the case. And I'm not saying believe Jeffrey Epstein, but I'm saying if it's between Trump and Jeffrey Epstein, I'm going with the dead guy. You know, but Trump's side of the story is Trump says that he stopped being friends with Epstein. In fact, Trump's team says they banned Jeffrey Epstein from Mar-a-Lago in 2007 for being creepy. Do you know how creepy you have to be to get banned from Mar-a-Lago? That's like an insane level of creepiness. Like, obviously, Trump has a perfect track record with women, obviously. But Trump has a lot of accusations against him. He's probably got like 100 or so accusations against him. But Epstein has like 1,000. So we're talking like power of 10 difference in levels of creepiness. Yeah, sorry, math is involved. not only is Trump pretending he didn't know the guy, there was a conference where Trump was sitting with Pam Bondi, and they were asking her about Epstein. And he interjected, he's like, what? Are you guys talking about Jeffrey Epstein? It's like, no, his brother Mark. Who do you think? Just totally pretending like he didn't know the guy. And we're not falling for it. He tweeted like 10 times the last week, like, stop talking about Epstein. It's a hoax. Why are you guys still talking about Epstein? I'm not thinking about Epstein. Why are you guys thinking about Epstein? I've moved on. I'm so moved on from Epstein. Why are you guys still talking about it? Even weirder part is that his supporters are like, you know what? He's right. We should, I know we cared about Epstein so much, but you know what? He's our president. And by God, I believe what he says. Trump, yeah, so let him get back to draining the swamp that's inside of him right now. Let's let him get back to draining the swamp that appears to be only inside of his head. People always say that Trump dog whistles, and I'm starting to get that now. Because people are like, you know, like he says something, like, and it's funny how people are even defending him in the sense they're like, come on. If Trump was in the Epstein files, don't you think that Biden would have released it to get him? It's like, no, because Biden's in that motherfucker too. Do you not get it? They're all in on this. Okay, and even if Biden's not in it directly, one of his friends is, hashtag Bill Clinton. Somebody in the very small circle, or oval, I should say, it's somebody there. Okay, honestly, I don't think that Biden was on Epstein Island, because that's a lot of plane stairs to go up and down, and I don't think he's equipped for that. I think Epstein was like, we don't do liability waivers. I don't think we can have this guy. It just makes you realize how creepy all of our presidents are, right? It's basically confirmed that Trump's a pedophile. Biden was sniffing young girls' hair. That's not good. But, you know, hopefully that's just where it stopped, you know? And then Bill Clinton was Bill Clinton. And then I know liberal crowds get mad when I bring up Obama, okay? But he did have some, you know, I guess allegations that he was doing some fellatio for some drugs once. I'm not gonna put that rumor out there, but he did drone strike Syria, so I'm gonna put the rumor out there, just for tonight. It really just makes you appreciate George W. Bush just a little bit. Just a little bit, 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 just a little bit. You know what I mean? I get it, George W. Bush, horrible person, right? In Iraq war, decades of pointless conflict, okay, but family man, okay? A little cocaine, okay? A little cocaine, family man, you know what I mean? He couldn't go to Epstein Island, he was doing art at home, you know? Okay? So Trump's almost definitely implicated, and Elon seems to have some inside information here. I know, like, I don't like a lot of things that Elon does and says, but I don't think he's lying. I don't think ketamine makes you lie, you know what I mean? He's basically the only private detective we have left in this situation. He's our special K detective, special K unit. He's out there like, oh, I'm gonna raise Epstein involved, and then we're gonna go directly to Mars. And by the way, the big beautiful bill is not beautiful at all, because if it was, I would have asked it to bear my child. It's one big show. We don't know exactly who all of the people were who associated with Epstein, aside from all the very detailed flight logs. We don't know all the people, but we do know that somebody in the government considered him a good hang. Okay. Okay, yeah, I mean, take all the time you want with that one. I mean, it takes a little while for the oxygen to leave the brain, so we'll take our dear time. We don't have the conclusive evidence that we want or need, so I think the best next step is to check the surveillance tapes of Jeffrey Epstein's prison cell. Maybe that'll give us a good hint as to what happened. Yeah, does anybody have access to those tapes? Oh, they're actually released to the public. Awesome. Oh, there's a missing minute. You don't say. There was a missing minute in the surveillance tapes released directly to us from the DOJ, our trusted father. Now here's the crazy thing. They say that the surveillance tape system at Jeffrey Epstein's high security prison was from the 90s. It was very old school. They recorded on VHS, I guess. and it had just 1-track audio. And apparently the video system needs to reset every night, right around midnight, which is the time that Jeffrey Epstein was allegedly killed, and that his cellmates nearby said they heard someone visiting at the prison cell. Right around that time is when the tapes just stopped for a minute. And I believe the government. Because with the budgets right now, it's hard to get updates on your video surveillance, especially for high security prisons like that. Isn't that crazy? They expect us to believe that a high security prison is using a video surveillance system from the 90s in 2019. The government can spy on us in 4K, but it can't record federal prisons in more than 720p. And so there was a missing minute, and that's what, at a conference, a reporter was asking Pam Bondi. He's like, hey, what's up with that missing minute? And she's like, yeah, we're looking into that. We just have to check with the prison to see if the tapes reset every night like that. So we're just checking. We're like, okay, well, let us know. They haven't told you yet? She's like, they haven't got back to us. They use voicemail. So everything's still in the 90s. Their voicemail box was full, basically, so they're gonna let us know. And then it turned out, the news came out about a week ago that the tape was doctored. Yes, the tape was fabricated by, we don't know who, but whoever it was. They used Adobe Premiere. Shout out, brand loyalty. Yeah. If anything, this was a big L for DaVinci Resolve, because they're like, damn, we could have had that credit. The Epstein tapes, that's huge. And somebody determined that they stitched together 2 different video tracks and 2 different audio tracks using Adobe Premiere. Yeah, shout out to Adobe, dude. Good job. Shout out to Adobe, man, but not shout out to Microsoft, because he was there. Okay. Open the gates of hell. Okay. So they use Adobe Premiere and they stitched together this tape, and I find it kind of inspiring how technology has improved over the years. You know what I mean? Because like somebody in the government made this tape in 2019 thinking they're not going to figure this out. I have the latest edition of Adobe Premiere. I just did the 2019 software update. They'll have no idea what hit them. 6 years later, they had no idea that AI was going to take everybody's job and be like, that's a fake. And then it came out a few days later that it wasn't even a missing minute. It was a missing 2 minutes and 53 seconds. Right? Well, that's a game changer. Right? Because beforehand, people were like, well, it's just a minute. You know, like, well, even said that. Like, a minute historically was enough for Jeffrey Epstein to get finished. But, okay. Oh, okay. Bad joke. Okay, bad joke. Sorry, guys. But 2 minutes, 53 seconds, you can kill like 5 people in that time. You know what I mean? I wouldn't know personally. I'm just saying, it's a lot of time for the tape to go blank. You know what I'm saying? So that's weird. But is he dead? We'll find out. Actually, I'm going to reveal at the very end. So we know for a fact that some video editor, proficient in Adobe Premiere, was sitting behind a screen deleting something that happened that night, some strange thing that happened that night right outside of Jeffrey Epstein's prison cell, and then stitched together things with apparently no guilty conscience. So a human being literally removed something that could implicate this and bring justice to this whole situation. They removed it and stitched the video together in a complete fabrication to trick the general public into seeing something that did not in fact happen. I think that we need to find that editor. And I would like to hire him, because that is amazing work. That is amazing work. A lot of the times I tell a joke and certain parts don't work and I would just like to cut it out. But my editors, they don't know how to do the crossfades and merge the 2 audio tracks together. Honestly, this joke's not doing as well as I hope, so I'm going to edit in laughter later. I'm going to stitch together another audio track. So anyways, if you know that editor, shout out, give him my number. But, okay. The world at this point wants to see the Epstein files. And here's the truth. Here's what I realized, okay? I really don't think that there are Epstein files. I think the government has a lot of information. Some of it they're not releasing. But I think that most of it already exists on this place called the internet. Yeah, so if you want to see the Epstein files, I looked at them. It's called Wikipedia.
Just Wikipedia Jeffrey Epstein, and you'll basically see enough. You'll see more than you even want to know. I'll tell you that much. So what I'm saying is I read the Epstein files, and I'm releasing them here tonight, A New Hope, and my screening. The Epstein files, uncensored. Footnote, we had to double check this on Wikipedia. I am against pedophilia, okay? And I think we need to be doing more as a society to stop it. And I think we're not. In this country, when people get an offense for pedophilia, they get put on a list. Like, that's insane. That's not proactive. Like, we need to stop people before anything happens. And so I have an idea. I think we all need to go down to the grocery store and watch who's buying their bananas green. Yeah, think about it. Those aren't ready yet, but they still want them. These are the people we need to be watching out for. The green banana buyers. Oh, I see some angry faces. I buy my bananas green. Well, you're a pedophile. Now we know. Buy the bananas yellow like a normal adult. Or with the brown spots if you like them mature. You know how to do it. Get the bananas the correct way. Furthermore, this country has an institutionalized system of protecting pedophiles, and we need to become aware of it, and we need to call it out. It needs to stop now. And to all the people saying, like, well, Jeffrey Epstein got away with it just because he was rich and famous. Like, no, then why is Jared from Subway still in jail? And anybody who's studied this Epstein case, or read the Wikipedia article, would know that this goes beyond powerful people just trying to protect a single pedophile. There's intelligence involved. There's intelligence involved. There's central intelligence involved. If only there was an agency that would be in charge of the central intelligence, maybe we could figure out who the culprit is here. Okay? I'm talking about the CIA, guys. You guys weren't sure. The CIA, I don't know if you know about this beautiful institution, but they've done a lot of bullshit over the years. And a lot of the people who work for CIA are horrible people, and some of them convicted pedophiles. And some of them are pedophiles that were never prosecuted. Look it up. There's been CIA officers historically that were not charged for pedophilia. This is bullshit. CIA actually stands for Can't Identify Age. It's bullshit. It's absolute bullshit. We know that this goes even beyond the CIA. We know it goes beyond our intelligence, and we know if you look at the case, you would know a foreign entity is involved. Okay? Now, I don't want to depress you guys with conspiracy theories. That might make you Mossad. But I'm just saying there's enough evidence now that it's not a conspiracy. It is real. 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 Nothing to see here, folks. I do have to be careful talking about this because if I talk too much about Epstein, his lawyer could still come after me. Isn't that crazy? Epstein's dead, but his lawyer is still active for him. Alan Dershowitz. You guys know Alan Dershowitz? Yeah, sleazy guy. He was recorded to be on Epstein's island. He has allegations against him, and he's still Epstein's lawyer. So if I talk too much about Epstein, I could get sued by Alan Dershowitz. And for the same reason, I can't talk too much about Israel. If I talk too much about the Israel-Epstein connection, Israel's lawyer could come after me. Also Alan Dershowitz. How many more clues do you need? Okay? But it's just a theory, right? It's just a theory supported by a lot of facts at this point because all the things add up. All of this happened to happen right when Netanyahu was coming to the United States to do his laundry. That's what he does every time. He brings his dirty laundry. And once you start to put it together, you realize that the whole Epstein sex trafficking thing was not just about one extremely perverted man. It was about a whole operation to gather intel on powerful people. When you see the whole time that Jeffrey Epstein had surveillance cameras in his house, and Much better than the ones in his prison, ironically. And there's thousands of hours of tape out there somewhere that have not been stitched together in Adobe Premiere. They haven't even been exported yet. And when you connect the dots, which I did one night, you realize it all points back to Israel. And that's why sometimes people are like, why are you talking about Epstein so much? It's like, bro, I talk about Palestine, and I truly believe, obviously, I want to free Palestine, obviously. Okay? And the things that are holding back the Free Palestine is like the lying media, AIPAC buying our politicians, just misinformation campaigns. And there's all sorts of levels to the whole movement that's trying to prevent Palestine from becoming free. But I'm telling you, and I'm calling it right now, the Epstein Files is the final boss. The Epstein Files is the final boss because it's controlling the most powerful people. Look at when Palestine almost became free in the 90s with the Oslo, right? Who was brokering that deal that they rightfully so didn't take? It was Bill Clinton, right? And now, who's basically letting the takeover of the West Bank happen and the repopulating of Gaza and initiating that? Trump, who's like he was his bud, okay? So all of the signs point to this. And that's why it is important. And that's why I was up on Wikipedia all night last night. Trying to gather information on when did Epstein turn from just a person into a spy. There was many points in history where Epstein told other people that he was intelligence. There's instances where he even said he was Mossad. And he was depressed too, but for those of you who don't know, Mossad is Israel's intelligence agency, and they're like everywhere. There's probably like 2 of them here tonight. Hi, say hi for camera. They're like, this is not good. But yeah, so I was trying to figure out like when this all happened. He went to Israel a bunch of times. He actually went to Israel during one of the times where he was on parole or probation. He spent a lot of time in Israel because he was legally allowed to go there. Israel basically has a system where pedophiles can escape from other countries and take safe haven there. It's only offered to Jewish citizens of Israel. It's not Muslims. And I'm pointing this out because that just shows how f***ed up Israel is. They've even apartheided pedophilia. Okay? So if you don't know, now you know. Okay? Because was that a phone call? That's fucking so scary. That was like an old school phone too. It was like ring, 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 it's the FBI. It's just Cash Patel on the other line like But I wanted to look it up. I wanted to see, like, who is Jeffrey Epstein actually? And I looked it up. Jeffrey Epstein was born in Brooklyn, which is one of the 5 boroughs that Zoran won, actually. Yeah. Figured I'd perk you guys up for a second before we get into the dark shit. Jeffrey Epstein he had what was considered a normal childhood, which is the first red flag. Parents, do not give your kids a normal childhood. Give them some trauma like the rest of us. It levels the playing field. Like, this guy got both of his parents' love for the whole term. No, f*** that. Don't do that. Don't do that. I'm not telling you what to do, but just give him a little adversity, you know what I mean? Like, verbally abuse him a little bit, you know what I mean? It can be passive aggressive if you want. Gaslighting is perfectly okay for a parent. But Epstein's parents loved him, okay? And they even had a nickname for him. They called him Bear. And that's probably why he grew up to think he was qualified for a honeypot operation. That's the operation that he was doing. It's called the honeypot operation. If you guys didn't know, that's why the joke makes sense. They call it a honeypot operation when they try to attract people with something they think they like, and that's what he did. Okay, so I'll explain more jokes if you need help with those later. We'll do like Wikipedia, I'll have some footnotes too. I'll try to go through this quickly because I don't want to spend too much time on this guy, obviously. But I had to write. I came hard with the EpiPen tonight, if you know what I mean. Come on. So Jeffrey Epstein actually finished high school at 16, which, again, don't do that, okay? Just like make sure your kids experience prom, all right? He went on to take advanced math courses in college, which I'm not proud of, okay? I'm not proud of this at all. We don't claim him, okay? He studied math, okay? He studied math, but he studied physiological math, which is the creepiest math out there, yeah. It's the math of the human body. Yeah, like, don't mix those two things, okay? And he studied math, which somehow makes what he did worse, because it's not like he could be like, oh, I didn't know the age. Like, you can subtract, you know what I mean? He didn't finish college, thank God. I don't have the same degree as him. But he then went on to teach at what was called the Dalton School in New York, which is a very popular school. And he got this job from a guy named Donald, not Trump, but Donald Barr, yes, who happens to be the father of Bill Barr, the Attorney General during the time of the Epstein case. I'm not saying there's a conspiracy here at all. I'm just saying, what a f***ing coincidence, you know what I mean? And I would know this because I know stats. I majored in math. What are the chances? What are the chances? But of course, this is all covered up. If you try to Google the relationship between Jeffrey Epstein and former Attorney General Bill Barr, if you put that into Google, you won't really get anything because all you'll get is a bunch of unrelated articles on the Epstein-Barr virus, which is completely different. What the There's a virus called the Epstein-Barr virus that has nothing to do with these guys. It's a completely different Epstein and a completely different Barr, but also somehow a virus. You know what I mean? Like, it's actually herpes, which is just proof that this is not going to go away for a long time. Needs to be treated right now. Sorry if you're not liking these jokes. I'll raise the bar. People said that Epstein was a creepy teacher, which is like shocking. He would actually show up at students' parties and like try to talk to them and hang out with them. So he got fired for that behavior, which just goes to show there's actually justice in academia sometimes. The Dalton School in the 70s. And you can see that. You can envision Epstein being like, oh man, I can't just talk to the students freely. I wish I had my own island for this, you know what I mean? And then he did. What the f***, dude? So the signs were there. He studied the creepy math. He was a creepy teacher. And then he gets an island on the Virgin Islands? Come on, dude. Like, the signs were there. There's teen in his name, Epstein. Like, the signs were there, is what I'm saying. So he left academia. And he became a day trader, which is how it starts for a lot of evil people. And he got fired for a violation there. So this guy keeps, taking L's. And then he becomes a consultant, which, let's face it, not a real job. Sorry, guys. Like, it's like, just become a therapist. You know what I mean? Like, if you want to talk to people. Ooh, a lot of consultants in here. That's fine. But he became a consultant. That's what people say when they don't really know what they do. I'm a consultant. I say things. I'm a consultant too. I'm a comedy consultant. I consult people on how to laugh. But Jeffrey Epstein was a consultant in the 80s, and this is where things started to get weird, because during this time, he would actually tell people that he was intelligence, and he told people that he was a foreign spy, and he was actually found to have foreign passports from that time. One of them had his birthplace listed as Saudi Arabia. And this actually checks out because he did a lot of business in Saudi Arabia in the 80s. In fact, in the 80s, one of his biggest clients, so we know he had clients back then, what? Consulting clients, of course. One of his biggest clients was a guy named Adnan Khashoggi, who was a prominent figure in Saudi Arabia, who worked with Epstein to basically finance the Iran-Contra affair in the 80s, where Israel funneled weapons into Iran to spur a regime change, which is not relevant to now at all. And Epstein was the forefront of financing that whole operation with Adnan Khashoggi. And during this time, Epstein became acquainted with a lot of people in Saudi Arabia, and it was later revealed, according to Epstein, that he was friends with MBS, Mohammed bin Salman, the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia. Can you turn off the tapes for this one? Good. Checking. Audio's off too. Hot mic is off. Cool. So MBS, I don't know if you know about this guy, but not controversial at all. And Epstein claims that he was friends with MBS. And MBS claims he was not friends with Epstein. And again, in this case, I'm gonna believe the dead guy. Because you're seeing this pattern a lot. Obviously, MBS did not like that Epstein was claiming that he was friends, but I don't think he would have Epstein killed. I mean, MBS has never done that with anybody, according to him. You see, people are laughing because MBS did allegedly, again, not according to him, MBS did have someone killed, a prize journalist in Saudi Arabia named Jamal Khashoggi. What the f***? That's the same last name as the guy that Epstein worked with. Could that be a coincidence? How many Khashoggis do you know? Like, honestly, how many Khashoggis do you know? Turns out, Jamal Khashoggi was actually the nephew of Adnan Khashoggi. So Epstein worked with the uncle of the guy and then met MBS somewhere along the way. MBS claims he never met Epstein. And then suddenly, not only Epstein goes away, the journalist nephew of the guy Epstein worked with. I'm not making a connection here. I'm just stating obvious facts. All right, tape's back on. So MBS is a great guy, and that's basically what I just said in that last part. Somebody might notice that this tape has a missing minute, but I have great editors, so don't you worry. Okay. Adobe, shout out Adobe Premiere. No, my editors use DaVinci, so it's not going to look as smooth. After that, Epstein met this guy named Leslie Wexner, who was the CEO of Victoria's Secret, another red flag. And then Epstein started like basically recruiting models, even though he wasn't in that, he was just a financer, but he would have like parties at his house where he had like Victoria's Secret models. He was like the Harvey Weinstein of finance at this point, basically. Okay, guys, listen. I don't know why you. Jeffrey Epstein is probably worse than Harvey Weinstein, so I don't know why you would ooh at Harvey Weinstein, but you're like, Epstein's all right. So he worked for this guy, Leslie Wexner, and this is where he made a lot of money. And Leslie Wexner, if you don't know, huge Zionist, like huge Zionist. And also during this time, he became acquainted with Ghislaine Maxwell, whose father, I believe Robert Maxwell, was allegedly a spy, allegedly was Mossad. And when he passed away, she got his inheritance, and that's when she started becoming friends with Epstein, and suddenly they both had a lot of money to pool together to do all sorts of crazy shit with the Clintons, okay? Delete that part too, because you've seen in a lot of pictures, Epstein knew the Clintons, like both of them, okay? Now the Clintons would never have anyone killed. Don't look into it too much, but they would never do that. They would never do that. The way he plays the saxophone is too sweet and innocent. So all I'm saying is, Epstein worked with a lot of people, so there's a lot of suspects. There's a lot of motherfuckers who wanted this guy dead. It ended up being like a game of Clue. You know what I mean? Or I don't know if you ever seen like the movie Clue. It's like a bunch of people wanted to kill this guy, and they probably all double booked. And that's why they had to cut a whole 2 minutes, 53 seconds. Because they're like, you're here with the wrench, I'm here with the noose. Like, come on, man. Come on. So I think that's what happened. I think they all just scheduled the same night because they knew that was the night. And they knew that the tapes probably do reset for a minute. They thought they hadn't made it, but they ended up taking 2 minutes, 53 seconds. So they had to use Adobe Premiere to finish the job. And it was like 3 people arguing over who gets to kill him first, and that's when Epstein snuck out and got choppered out by Mossad. But I'm just a conspiracy theorist. So now everybody wants to know the client list, but again, it's on Wikipedia. You don't need an official client list. Plus, he didn't have clients, okay? They were independent contractors. Let's be honest, like nobody was getting W-2s, okay? It was W-9s. Ask the IRS, they're probably in on this shit too, so yeah. You guys know the difference between a W-2 and a W-9? Good, well Jeffrey Epstein couldn't tell the difference between a W-17 and 18, so. Okay, all right. So Jeffrey Epstein, he purchased an island called Little St. James, which is also the nickname for his I know, a little grotesque, but you've seen the documentaries. Like, that's why we believe what the women are saying, because they all had the same story. They said he had a shaped like an egg. Ugh! That's even traumatizing for me, because eggs are so expensive right now. The crazy thing is that many times Epstein got caught for what he was doing, but every time they let him off the hook, because if you look it up on Wikipedia, every time Epstein caught a case, somebody would show up in a suit and be like, let this guy go, he's higher up than you than ranking. And this happened in the early 2000s when Epstein got like big time busted in Florida. And the district attorney, or like the lawyer who was prosecuting him, Alex Acosta, was gonna give him a heavy sentence, but then somebody showed up and said he's higher on the payroll than you. And so he had to break him off a lenient sentence, or what they call a sweetheart deal. Bad name. They had to give him a sweetheart deal, and Alex Acosta, he even says, he's like, yeah, I was planning on giving him a sentence, but somebody told me that he was higher up, so I had to give him a sweetheart deal, which is crazy. So you would think after that, like, somebody owes Alex Acosta a favor. So years later, he became Secretary of Labor under Trump, and completely unrelated. But yeah, something you should know about that sweetheart deal is that they made a deal where anybody who was associated with Epstein at that time was cleared from guilt for the future. And Trump was associated with Epstein at that time. So that's something you do need to know, because Trump and Epstein actually had a case that was filed against them. A case that was filed against both of them, a woman who said in the 90s that she was abused by both Epstein and Trump. She filed the case multiple times, there was witnesses and everything, and then the case suddenly disappeared around November 2016. I can't really put my finger on what might have happened around that time, but the case was dropped and the woman has since disappeared from record that we know. So I think Trump killed him. But again, we have to keep playing the game of Clue. We know Epstein was a creepy guy. He got massages like 3 times a day. That's why, like, for the sake of everybody involved, like, we need justice, okay? We need justice, okay? We need a happy ending. Okay, sorry. Little trivia about Jeffrey Epstein that I learned along the way. He went gray very early, but he never used hair coloring product. Which, that's something. That's a lot of confidence. Especially hanging out with younger folks. I mean, never use hair coloring product once. You know, some people get one gray, they're like, oh my God, I gotta change my life. Not him. So you could say he never died. But here's the thing. If Jeffrey Epstein is still alive, he would have to be somewhere that actively protects pedophiles. Now, I can't think of a region that has a history of doing that. I'll have to look into it more. I have to spend more time as a detective. But that would be a full-time occupation. I'm talking about Israel, guys. I'm talking about Israel.
If nuclear war breaks out, this could be the end for them.
Blood for blood.
Rockets over Tel Aviv. Military base underneath a hospital. I mean, like, who does that? You guys ready for nuclear summer? Sorry, I'm about to go scorched earth. Too real. Okay. Let's just start with a moment of silence for the shareholders at BlackRock. If nuclear war breaks out, this could be the end for them. You know, it's really a gamble what they do. So let's pray for them. They're also my sponsors. Here's a hot take. I don't like nuclear war, okay? I think it's bad. Listen, this is open dissent, right? You know, I welcome different opinions, but, no, there's no but. I don't like war. I don't like war in general. I'm just generally not a fan of war or violence. And I never want to be the one cheering war on, you know, even though all my Congress people do it. So I'm letting you know that I'm fighting a war within. I'm trying to find the restraint from those little tingles of joy of watching rockets over Tel Aviv. I'm trying to find the little restraint because I know I don't want to have these feelings of like wishing any kind of violence or, you know, destruction on any people. So I urge everybody to practice having empathy for people who you may not like. And Tel Aviv was bombed this weekend.
and 37 raves had to be canceled. You know, thousands of people with dual citizenship had to go to their other country of origin. And I don't know if you know about the Israeli government, but they put their people in danger. Apparently, they built a military base underneath a hospital. I mean, like, who does that? Right? Like, this whole time in Gaza, Israel would just bomb things, be like, Hamas is there, Hamas is under the hospital, Hamas is under the school, Hamas is under that child right there. Like, they would do literally all of that. And it turns out every accusation is a confession. It's reported that there's a military base under one of their giant hospitals in Tel Aviv. Is Israel Hamas? Oh my God. My mind is blown. That's not a good metaphor to use right now. But by the way, if you also get upset that I'm making jokes about Tel Aviv getting bombed, just remember, that's where my grandma's from. My grandma's from Jaffa, which is now called Tel Aviv. And so how do you think I feel watching rockets being, blown into my hometown that I can't visit? How do you think I feel? I think really what we learned in the last few days was that turns out Netanyahu was right. This whole time, he was like, Iran's gonna bomb us. And look at what's happening. Look at you can't argue with that. Netanyahu was right. He's like, Iran's gonna bomb us. And we're like, no, what are you talking about? He's like, Iran's gonna bomb us. We're like, no, come on. He's like, Iran's gonna bomb us. And then it turns out all he had to do was bomb them first in preemptive self-defense. And the audacity of Iran to bomb back. People are saying, like, wait a second, if Iran was going to bomb you, why would you bomb them first? That's not self-defense, that's an attack. Yes, if time moves forward. You know what I'm saying? Right? That's the paradigm that you're operating in. But what if Netanyahu's in the reverse paradigm where time is backward? Then everything makes sense, right? Because this whole time you're like, why is Israel bombing Gaza? Why are they bombing Lebanon? Why are they bombing Syria? Now why are they bombing Iran? It's because if you look all the way down the line, or earlier in history, in his version, it's because eventually Israel's economy will crumble because the whole world hates them, and eventually the ethno-state will fall and become an actual democracy with equal rights for all human beings. And that's called Palestine. That's not a threat. I'm saying that's what happened in the past, in Netanyahu's mind. Okay? Time in reverse. Okay. Israel attacked Iran on, why am I saying Iran? I'm talking like a politician, right? Israel attacked Iran last Thursday. Don't laugh during that part. Now it's like, these evil people. Why were they laughing? People accuse me of editing in laughter. But what they don't know is that I'm telling the audience when to laugh. So let's do that part again. Iran! So they're like, how is the audience laughing at a time like this? Fucking asshole. So Israel attacked Iran last Thursday, and they called it Operation Rising Lion. I think a better name would be Operation Aggressive Pussy. But Rising Lion, Operation Rising Lion, that's what Scar called it when he killed Mufasa in The Lion King. And you're like, no, Sammy, he pushed Mufasa off a cliff. That was Falling Lion. Okay, technicality. So Israel launched this preemptive attack on Iran. And now you have all these American politicians like, I stand with Israel. Like, well, not too close, buddy. Of course, Israel kindly offered us an invitation to join in the war against Iran. It was very nice of them. But of course, the United States declined because we're too busy having our hands tied with orchestrating the whole war in the first place. Yeah, if you want proof, this is a real thing. I saw it on the internet. The night that Israel attacked Iran, there was a spike in pizza sales right next to the Pentagon. Yeah, and apparently there's an app that tracks that, and they've measured that that happens every time some giant military operation happens that the United States claims not to be involved with. But apparently the Pentagon staff is pulling all-nighters and ordering from every pizza spot imaginable. Which kind of makes sense, right? Because the US government just wants a pizza of the Middle East. You know what I mean? For years, there's been this back and forth with Israel and Iran, right? And every time, Iran has to end up exhibiting the restraint, right? You've seen it. Like, Israel has bombed with inside Iran before, and Iran will like send a bunch of rockets that'll just like do a parade and scare people and nothing will happen. So I thought, okay, Iran's gonna do the restraint thing again, very calm. And then I woke up Friday morning and I noticed that Iran's military has a Twitter account. Yeah, and I checked, it's real, I asked Grok and everything. Iran has a verified military account, and it's all in English, which is quite scary. They know who their target audience is, basically. They're speaking directly to us. And so I woke up the next morning like, oh, Iran's gonna show restraint. They always do, they're calm, you know what I mean? I know so many Iranian people, they're so calm, you know? And then I wake up and I look at Iran's Twitter account and it's like blood for blood. And I was like, oh shit. It's about to get real, dude. Followed the account. They're just basically talking mad the whole time in English. It's crazy that this is how war is in 2025. Right? Can you imagine like if Japan had a Twitter account in the 1940s? Like Pearl Harbor, do you hear a buzz coming? Like, what? Pray for Japan. It's kind of how it would be, right? Like, if you're familiar with World War II, Pearl Harbor was a preemptive attack because they couldn't work out a deal with negotiations, so Japan felt like they had to attack. You know, that would be like nowadays our politicians would be like, I stand with Japan, you know? And I love Japan, great country. I didn't know them back then, you know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, how did that whole thing end up for them? Okay, that's bad joke. Iran does not have nukes, okay? They've said it many times. The UN has inspected them. There's not nukes there, okay? Like for years, Israel was like, Iran's got nukes, they're making nukes. And Iran's like, no. America's like, Iran has nukes. And Iran's like, no, we don't. And then they sent in inspectors and they're like, yeah, they got no nukes. And the Ayatollah's like, I told ya. See, everything's gotta have a punchline, right? Because it should be farcical. Oh, I like that. That's good. That's good. Such an elite reference, though. It's very farcical. You know, I love that. So Iran, they have a nuclear program, but there's literally no evidence of nukes. I don't know. I mean, I guess we could give the benefit of the doubt to somebody who's claiming that there's weapons of mass destruction in a Middle Eastern country. I don't know if there's ever been any precedent of that we should pay attention to historically, but I'm just gonna do clean slate in my mind. If someone says we have weapons of mass destruction, I'm gonna be like, yup, let's go get them. Iran does not have nukes. They have a nuclear program where they're currently enriching uranium, okay? Uranium, which is one of the possibilities to make a nuclear bomb, but it has to be a certain level of enrichment. I might be wrong about this, but it has to be like 65% enrichment, and they're only at 63, okay? So, okay, they're close, okay, but they're not fully enriched. You know what I'm saying? The irony here is that uranium is an element on the periodic table, and its periodic letter, what do you call it? Its letter? Periodic. Its periodic symbol? That's so dumb. And its periodic symbol is just U, right? Which makes sense. It's typical Israel, always making it about you. Whatever. But we're talking about potential nuclear weapons, okay? Now, why are they called nuclear? Okay, because nuclear refers to the nucleus of an atom. And to make a nuclear explosion, you either have to have nuclear fission or nuclear fusion, meaning you either have to break up a nucleus or you have to merge two nuclei together. And I think this is actually a metaphor for the nuclear family. Because right now, the birth rate in America is lower than ever before. And we don't have the same old traditional family values that we had back when we were actually dropping nuclear bombs in the 1940s. Right? Go nuclear, go nuke. It's like, go nuclear in, go nuclear out. You know what I mean? Nuclear within, nuclear without. What I'm saying is stop tearing apart the nuclear family. That's a message for ICE, actually. Oh, now you're on board. Now you like it. So Iran does not have nuclear weapons, and in fact, they allow their country to be inspected. Israel, on the other hand, does not. Did you know that? Israel does not allow, and so again, I'm against nuclear war, okay? And I guess it makes sense in theory that not everybody should have nuclear weapons. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think I should have a nuclear weapon. You know what I mean? I get a little hangry sometimes. You know? So I get it. Not everybody should have a nuclear weapon. And then you're like, well, Sammy, then we need somebody to decide who gets a nuclear weapon and who doesn't. I'm like, okay, logistically that makes sense. Well, then who should it be? The country that bombs the most other countries in the world? No, it should be like Switzerland or something. You know what I mean? Like, it should be like Hawaii, you know? Like, I think Hawaii should decide who gets bombed and who doesn't. Right? Mahalo. We know at the end of the day that, like, this whole conquest of the Middle East goes beyond one country or one government or one political party. It goes deeper into the Western world's economic imperialism of the world. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, it's not just about the Middle East. You see it, you see it in Asia, you see it in Ukraine, like you see it in all these other places in the world. And in this particular instance, we're fixated, or we claim to be, caring about uranium. The irony here is that when uranium is oxidized, it actually appears as a black rock. Was that a truth bomb or was it nuclear? The 51st date, as in this one?
Whoever gives me my guns.
Whoever gives me my guns. I like it. You can't steal this land that we already stole, yeah? Yeah, what's his last name? Polyamorous, huh? Yeah. Is that the correct pronunciation? I don't know if we need you guys anymore. I think that... but I still have time left. So what do you guys want to talk about? Tariffs? Oh shit, that's what's on your mind. The whole time you're like, when's he gonna talk about the tariffs? When? Sure, I'll talk about, okay. What are you, Trump? What's that? Sure, let's bring him back. Holy shit. I should have asked at the beginning, because I was like way off on you guys. I was like, oh, they're probably going to talk about like, what's going on in the world. They're like, no, O.J. Simpson. And all of us are importers, exporters. Talk about tariffs now. I have a trade contract with China. Didn't know this was a full-on economics crowd. I will say it's a silver lining to the Trump presidency is that all of my friends are now very aware of what government does. Like all last year, my friends were like, let's get brunch, and now they're like, the government has 3 branches: executive, legislative, and judicial. There are 27 amendments in the Constitution. And it's all, everybody learned what a tariff was this year. It's awesome. Yeah. Tariff is just a nice way to say tax without saying tax. It's like the Netflix and chill of taxing. So what do you want to do? Come back to my house? Let's tariff. Another word for tariff is, it's also called duty, right? That's why when you go to the airport, you get things duty free. So you can also say it's tariff free, you know? It's also called customs. It's crazy because whenever you go to another country, you have to go through customs, right? And they say, are you going to declare some stuff? And you always lie and say no. And you bring like $100,000 of gold in your backpack and you say, I do not declare anything. Because if you did declare it, you'd have to pay customs, which is a tariff. Now, obviously, Trump loves tariffs because I think his base just doesn't want to look up the word. Because the essence of being a conservative is wanting lower taxes. So you wouldn't want a tariff because the deception is that a tariff is placed on another country or people in another country, when that's not the case because the tariff is placed on the process and whoever's involved in the process ends up absorbing that cost at some point in the chain. So that's why tariffs can be very flimsy, because often you can impose a tariff and then the country can retaliate with their own policy, or someone's going to raise their prices and change things. They're very flimsy, you know? That's why tariffs they're like hairs. They tear if you pull them, you know what I'm saying? That joke's gonna kill for children, okay? It's my children's economics class. I believe the discussion is 25% tariffs on some of your product, 25%. Does anybody know the actual conversion rate for Canadian to US?
1.45.
Oh, dude, total economics crowd. Like 1.1475 seconds. It's irrational, like pi. It's pi minus 2. 1.1415. Whatever. God, I'm killing in my own head right now. So 1.14, interesting, okay.
1.4.
Oh, 1.4. Oh, you guys are dude. Oh, man. No wonder my joke didn't make sense. I thought you guys said 1.14. See, now the pi joke's funny, right? So 1.14, and then you would impose a tariff on something. So yeah, if you sorry. I'm still living in 2 minutes ago. I'm trying to have hope for you guys. Yeah, you have to believe the exchange rate is going down. You do. You have to believe. When was the last time that we were dollar for dollar? 2008? That was a great year. Great year economically. Wow. Where do we go from here? Apparently.
China.
Was that? Section 35 of the Canadian Constitution says what?
What does it say?
Oh, what does it say? You're asking me? Yeah. Yes, smart m***. What do you fuck? What is the 35th Amendment or 35th? Section 35. What does Section 35 of the Canadian Constitution say? Quick. What is that?
Aboriginal and treaty rights.
Aboriginal and treaty rights. Let's go. Let's go. What rights are those, though?
Métis, Inuit, and First Nations.
What's that?
Métis, Inuit, and First Nations.
What do they get? What rights?
Good question.
We don't know. Is that where it stops? Is that where it stops? Is that what the 35 Section 35 is? Indigenous people are really cool. Are we gonna give them anything?
No.
Section 36. You know, like Canadians, man. Canadians, cool. Was that?
51st state.
The 51st state, as in this one? Is there anyone here that's pro?
No.
Pro merger? You can't steal stolen land? So you're like, we want to keep our own stolen land? Is that the mentality? Yeah, that's right. You can't steal this land that we already stole. Yeah? Yeah? If you don't believe me, check Section 35 of the Canadian Constitution. I love Canada, because you guys aren't good at solving problems, but you're great at acknowledging them. You are literally
the queen of acknowledgement. That's why you need you a Canadian friend. You know what I mean? If you can't swim and you fall into the ocean, you're like, help, help! They're like, you're drowning. I would like to acknowledge that you're drowning in stolen water that belongs to the Inuit tribes. I would save you, but I'm not going to save you out of stolen water.
China's AI that made America lose $1 trillion.
DeepSeek. I did a DeepSeek joke earlier tonight. I thought it was pretty good. Yeah, so... what was that?
They banned all our guns.
They banned all your guns?
Yeah, we have no guns.
A while ago, right?
Yeah, 22s, because they're dangerous.
When did they ban the 22s?
In December, I think.
Oh, in December? Oh, fresh.
They surprised us.
Oh, they surprised you. Surprise! We're taking the last guns you have. Can you still get a permit to get some kind of firearms?
Yeah, hunters.
But it's what? It's what?
To be a hunter.
You have to be a hunter. Yeah, but what if you're hunting people? Does that not count? I'm a person hunter. I'm a people person. But I like to hunt. I like to hunt people.
Yeah, that's only cops.
So cops. Okay, so cops are the people hunter. So what actually takes longer, getting like a hunter's license or becoming a cop? Because I bet we could all go through training tonight, become cops, and I'll come out with AR-15s or whatever your officers use. They probably use 22s. Damn, they took your guns, huh? Did you used to have a 22?
I got lots of them. I can't shoot my rabbits anymore.
You can't shoot your rabbits anymore? Well, you don't have a permit?
I'm on a blueberry farm. I need to.
You're on a blueberry farm, and you shoot the rabbits. The rabbits are basically invaders.
Yeah, rabbits, coyotes, all the different pests. I can't shoot them now.
Hey, so we have a suggestion from a nice Canadian here. I'll help you out. She says, do you have a baton? Because maybe you can whack the rabbits in the head. Have you thought about that? You inhumane rabbit murderer! Just give them brain damage! Thank you. Whack the rabbit in the head and be like, I acknowledge that you have brain damage. I acknowledge this brain damage. From what? Neurodivergent bunnies, yeah. There's been a whole recent epidemic of neurodivergent bunnies coming from the blueberry farm. It just cuts to you whacking bunnies with the head. Ever since they took my 22s, I've been whacking rabbits all day. Man, you guys have it tough out here. Like, you sure you don't want to join the United States? Like, we can help you out. We could change that whole conversion problem. You could have all the guns you want. Merge with the blue states. Washington, Oregon, California. You would join forces with us. Cool, because the rest of the country doesn't want us either. So we would just all be a coast. West Side. Okay, West Side. Yeah, just change our name to West Side. Our weapon is a baton. Seriously, you guys don't want to be connected to Alberta? No? You guys don't have friends in Alberta? You're like, but you don't want them. She's like, I do, but I don't like them. But Trudeau, he's stepping down, right? What does that mean? Does that mean PL gonna take over? You mean PL? Who's gonna take? Carney. Mark Carney.
Whoever gives me my guns.
Whoever gives me my guns. I like it. Single issue voter right here. I like it. I like it. Love it. What's Kearney's deal? Banker? Nice. Then maybe they will restore your economy. So they're probably not too liked, right? No? Kearney? Yeah? Yeah? Like more than Trudeau. So it goes Carney, Trudeau, Pierre. Is that the correct pronunciation? You call him Pee-Pee?
Yeah, pee-pee.
You call him Lil Pee-Pee. Wow, the nation of maturity. You know what? I don't know if we need you guys anymore. I think that... Wow.
It's his initials.
Lil Pee-Pee. Oh, Pierre, what's his last name?
Polyamorous.
Polyamorous, huh?
No.
Yeah. I'm Pierre Polyamory. I have multiple partners in Parliament.
It means rabbit hair.
Does it really?
Lièvre.
Lièvre, his last name?
Lièvre.
Poilievre. It means rabbit hair. This guy's triggered. Sorry, man. Poilievre. He's like, I've been trying to shoot the Poilievre. There's Poilievre all over my blueberries. I'm a blueberry importer. Now I'm importing Poilievre every day. Break out the batons, quick. Pop, 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 pop. Who would have thought you guys came to a show promoting violence to rabbits? Shame. Everybody's clapping too. That's like, whether it's batons or guns, we all agree Palestine will be liberated one way or the other. By any means necessary. Hey, thank you so much, Vancouver. I love you guys. I'll see you next time. Thank you so much.